All right. So, hello everyone, and welcome to today's session covering the online Master of Science in Civil Engineering. The session is co-hosted today by Michigan Tech's Global Campus and by our College of Civil, Environmental, and Geospatial Engineering. My name is Amanda Irwin. I'm the Graduate Admissions Manager for our Global Campus. I'm going to go over today's agenda here in a second, tell you a little bit more about Michigan Tech, and then hand it over to my co-host to tell us more about the civil engineering program. So our agenda, we'll do brief introductions, tell you, like I said, a little bit more about Michigan Tech. We'll cover in detail our Master of Science in Civil Engineering program. We'll cover a few different student experiences so you get a feel for that. And then we'll wrap things up with next steps, who your contacts are for any additional questions, and of course, answer some questions here in session today. So just want to share, this is a picture of campus. It's really normally quite beautiful up there. Right now, I don't think you can even see the canal from the buildings because of the air quality up there. But hopefully that's clearing soon, and we would always invite you to come up to campus, even if you're studying online, make a trip of it and visit. It's beautiful up there. So presenting with me today, like I said, I'm Amanda Irwin. I'm the Graduate Admissions Manager for our Global Campus. Dr. Andrew Schwartz is going to be presenting program information. He's an Associate Professor and Interim Chair of the Civil, Environmental, and Geospatial Engineering Department. And then Shelly Gallia from our Global Campus team is our Marcom Manager, and she'll be helping us along as well, monitoring the chat for those questions and responding with helpful links and information as we move along. So a little bit about Michigan Tech. So we were founded in 1885 with a focus at the time on metallurgy, mining engineering, and technology to help support the local mining industries. We were originally known as Michigan Mining School. And then as of February of 2025, we're now designated as an R1 university by the Carnegie Classification of Institutions of Higher Education. So that's really formally placing Michigan Tech among the top research universities in the US. We are one of just 187 universities nationally out of more than 4,000 to earn this designation based on our research activity and the number of doctoral programs that we award each year. So we're really, really proud of that recent designation. We are a STEM-focused school focusing in health, science, technology, engineering, and math. Our enrollment is around 7,400 students. That is graduate and undergraduate. About 80% of that number is our undergraduate students. About 20% makes up our graduate student population. We have 5 different colleges, including over 140 programs. So this would include programs in business, computing, engineering, forest resources, and environmental science, and sciences and arts. And more recently, our global campus was launched in 2021, and it continues to grow with over 40 degree and certificate programs that are available fully online. So that's just a little bit about Michigan Tech. And we'll go ahead and transition over to Dr. Schwartz to tell us more about the civil engineering program.
Sure, thank you. So our department includes civil, environmental, geospatial engineering, though primarily the programs that we have online at this time are in the civil and geospatial areas. They all show up as Master of Science in Civil Engineering, but we do have kind of 3 focus areas that we have developed enough coursework that we have kind of full programs for students online. So all of these degrees would be MS in civil engineering, but we have courses where students could focus in on structural engineering, water resources engineering, or geospatial engineering, depending on their interests. So I'll talk about each one of these in turn. Probably our most popular and largest online program is the structural engineering emphasis area. We have a mix of analysis and modeling courses, as well as kind of advanced design courses for students. On the water resources engineering side, we have design courses for water systems, sewer systems, flood prediction, restoration courses for rivers or streams, things like that. We'll look at the water resources more in detail also. And finally, geospatial engineering. It's really kind of the advanced surveying tools, things like LiDAR, GIS, hydrographic mapping, remote sensing systems is the focus for the geospatial engineering emphasis area. So, um, first one is, like I said, is the structural engineering program is our biggest and most popular emphasis area. Essentially, a Master of Science in Civil Engineering is a 30 credit grad program. Online, most of our students are coursework only, and the vast majority of our courses are 3 credit courses. So you see the bullet point that says take 10 courses focused on structural engineering. Essentially, we're looking at about 10 3 credit courses to satisfy that 30 credit requirement. You are required to take at least 18 credits at the grad level, so that's the 5,000 level or higher. The vast majority of our online courses are 5,000 level now, so that's not a problem. We do require a systems course, and for most of our structure students, 5730 probabilistic analysis and reliability is the meets that requirement for them. It's a natural hazards course, which is very helpful for structures, water resources, lots of our students. The kind of entry level course that we would hope that you would have taken to start the structural engineering program is Structural Analysis 1. We call that CEE 3202 at Michigan Tech, but any equivalent course to that should work. We're kind of assuming that you're coming in with a statics, mechanics of materials, and introductory structural analysis background before starting the other courses. Many students do come in with some additional courses from their undergraduate work done. A lot of our students have a Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering, so they'll have done perhaps Steel 1 or Reinforced Concrete 1, courses like that. But we also offer those courses online too, just because our students are coming in with a lot of different courses in their background. So really, for the structural engineering program, though, if you have an undergraduate structural analysis class, that's really what we're looking for. Otherwise, we'll have to try to find an opportunity for you to take one of those because there's not a lot of call for it. We haven't had that put online yet. So as you're applying, you depending on what kind of program you're coming from, you'll have different leveling requirements. We have a formal leveling document if you have a non-engineering degree. If you have a ABET accredited engineering bachelor's degree, you'll be eligible to join, but you should still talk to a faculty advisor before scheduling just to see exactly which courses you should take. And then if you're coming in, we have students come in, particularly from mechanical engineering, and they do quite well in the structures program. Again, make sure you talk to a faculty advisor about what prereq courses you would need, maybe even at application time. So I can see Shelley's put a link for some of the prereq information in there. Definitely reach out to Amanda, and then she can send you to the right person if you have specific questions for you, because we want to kind of help you work your way through the path that you need to take. So that's our structural engineering, requirement. You can see for structures, we space the courses out fall, spring, and summer semesters to have options for students. Summer is oftentimes a busy time for our working students, so we have kind of fewer courses in the summer, but it still helps to get students done a little bit faster. And you'll see there's a mix of analysis courses and design courses in all of the semesters. I think you'll have access to these slides later, so I won't read through all these, but for the structural engineering program, it is possible to work on this for all 3 semesters, though many of our students do take the occasional kind of semester off if their regular work is taking too much time, and then they'll make that up at a later point. Yeah, next slide. So here on the left, you can see in the big blue box, these are the structural related courses that the students who are interested in structures will take most of their courses from this list. They can take courses that are available from Michigan Tech online from other areas if they want. Have a discussion with your advisor about how appropriate those are. But most of our structures students take courses from the list you see here on the left. And a lot of them will take some of our certificates. We have 4 different structural engineering related certificates, and they are intended to stack, that you can do as many as 3 of these certificates. Each one of them is 3 courses. And if you put them together, that's 9 of your 10 courses for the master's degree. So here's one example of stacking the advanced analysis certificate with the building design certificate and a timber building design certificate. We also have a natural hazards certificate as well. These are intended to stack. Some of our students just are interested in a certificate. That's all they take. We have a few students that need just a single course. That is fine also, but a lot of our students will stack 2 or 3 of these certificates on their way to getting the full master's degree. Our water resources program is a little bit different. It's still 30 credits, which is, 10 3-credit courses. We have the same grad school requirements for, doing at least 18 credits at the 5,000 level. We require a systems course that is typically the same probabilistic analysis and reliability course that the structure students tend to prefer, or about every other year, we're able to offer optimization methods also online. So that's another option that is probably more popular with the water resources students. Again, students should talk to a faculty advisor about what is their specific, prereqs based on their transcripts. But again, if you have a ABET accredited engineering degree, it's there's less in the way of leveling requirements for you. It's really just kind of getting you up to the background you need for your specific courses. Here it's our CEE 3620 that we see as, we would like to see students have a course like that, or, that course or something equivalent. It covers fluid mechanics, hydraulics, and basic concepts from hydrology as kind of the prereq course. So for the water resources engineering course, we don't have quite as many summer offerings here. You can see the courses that we have. So it's more of a fall and a spring commitment for the water resources, with that stormwater management and LID course being the summer offering. But there's a little bit more flexibility with perhaps for the systems course, and we have some additional courses that aren't explicitly water resources that some of our students will take in areas like life cycle engineering or that are closely related. We have just one certificate in water resources engineering. Some of our students will take just the certificate. Many of our students will take this certificate on their way to their degree. So this is a water resources engineering resilient water infrastructure certificate. It's 9 credits, essentially choosing 3 courses from this list of 4 that you see on this slide. Our geospatial engineering program, again, it has the same base requirements because it is a Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering, so 30 credits, which is about 10 courses, at least 18 credits at the 5,000 level, and a systems course is required. Kind of the same application requirements and leveling background too. But in this case now, we're expecting a basic undergraduate knowledge for, basic surveying, mapping, and undergraduate level GIS and remote sensing background before entering this program. If you're lacking that, you should talk to a faculty advisor about what courses you might take before starting the program. On this slide here, you can see the courses that we offer online for geospatial. We have, again, a certificate in advanced photogrammetry and mapping with unmanned aerial systems that you can take on your way to the full master's degree. But you can see a lot of these courses that are listed here are more related to the modern mapping and remote sensing technologies. That's really the emphasis for our particular geospatial engineering program. And you can look at all these course numbers and course names kind of later, or if you have questions during the Q&A time, we can circle back to this. Oh, as a transition. So, I mean, depending on the path, practice of kind of being a student in the program is pretty similar. So, many of our students in the program are full-time working engineers. So you have to budget your time appropriately. We find that our students are most successful when they're taking really one course at a time. We have some online students who are full-time students, so they will take a full-time load, which is 3 or 4 courses. But if you're working, full-time job, really one course is probably what you should be targeting. Think about 8 to 12 hours of work for a 3 credit course, 3 credit grad level course. That's probably fairly typical for our students. So if you think that you can find, 20 and 24 hours in a week for 2 courses, then maybe that's okay for you. But a lot of times that one course is appropriate. So the courses are generally, there are, most of the courses have short videos for lectures. They add up to, a few hours of lecture content in a week. There are some readings, there are quizzes, assignments, and potentially, lab work and homeworks. So there's a bullet point here that says stay on schedule. Typically, the online courses are built around weekly modules. Some of them deviate from this a little bit, but they are asynchronous courses. You watch the videos kind of when you have time, and deadlines typically are on a weekly basis. So, like everyone has kind of a different work schedule and a different schedule when they're available to work on things and that is fine. But generally, every week you have kind of that 8 to 12 hours worth of effort, which will feed into those kind of weekly due dates. Where within the week you do that work is kind of flexible. But a lot of times you may have to plan ahead, making sure, look at Canvas and see when the deadlines are, making sure that you have time to work on things particularly near the end of semesters, there's a good number of projects that may require more time. Make sure to plan ahead, and make sure that you are interacting with the course, regularly, so you don't fall behind. For my courses, I understand deadlines come up for working students. I do give more flexibility, I think, than I give for my on-campus students but things will snowball. So if you start to get more than a week behind, that's when things start to get a little bit out of your control. So plan on being able to interface with the course kind of regularly on a weekly basis generally. So why earn your master's in civil engineering at Michigan Tech? So Generally, what we offer are kind of well-designed courses. A lot of effort has gone into these courses to make them kind of useful for our remote students, to make them applicable for asynchronous learning. We don't require everyone sit and watch a video at the same time as each other every week because we know that your schedules don't work for that. We've broken things down into chunks. You have regular kind of assessment quizzes that are kind of automated that are low stakes, but can tell you, are you kind of on the right track? Are you kind of on the wrong track? There are lectures and demonstration problems. The lessons are relatively small, so you can kind of fit them into your schedule a little bit better. But also, we know that a person's attention span online is different than it is in a classroom. So we try to make that work for the students. Give multiple attempts for quizzes so that they are kind of low stakes and that we have kind of regular self-testing and regular feedback from the instructors. So, you watch the videos, you do the reading, and you take some quizzes that prepare you for the homework. The homework gets looked at by the instructor so that you get kind of that higher quality level feedback. That's kind of the cycle that we go through, and we'll try to cycle through a week of getting the information and the course materials in front of the students, get the low stakes feedback through the automated quizzes to the students, and then the students have an opportunity to do kind of the homework and then get the higher level feedback from the instructor. So our courses they're all a little bit different. You can't impose the same exact framework on all of these different courses, but they don't deviate too much from this framework. There's quite a bit of course offerings every year for the students, particularly in the structures area, but then there are some additional courses both in the department and outside the department that are kind of related to structures, water resources, geospatial engineering. There are opportunities to mix in other courses depending on your interest area. We have a fairly good critical mass of courses that are available for students. Yeah, so civil has quite a few courses, and we do plug in for some of the courses in other units. If you are interested in things like life cycle analysis, that one's pretty relevant for us. There are some mechanical engineering courses that some of our students take. There are, some courses in other units. I mean, it's really up to you, and you'll have a faculty advisor that to talk to choose courses from. Another one I like to bring up is we do have a course CE 5390 in civil asset management. This is one that kind of cuts across our different programs. It's probably more of a construction engineering course, but our structure students, our water resources students, pretty much all of our students in our department can benefit from asset management. You develop expertise in the science of long-term care and maintenance of infrastructure systems, facilities, and other civil assets. This course has its own certificate. So this is actually a certificate that is external to Michigan Tech. Students that get a B or better in this course will qualify for this certificate. It's a reasonably popular course with our students. And it's through this course, we get students that will come in and take just this course because they want the asset management experience and expertise. And this asset management certificate also is recognized in industry in places where they are doing asset management activities. So otherwise, we just have some feedback from our students that we've had go through the program. Talk about the kind of broad number of engineering topics that you can take. The level of quality of the courses. They are equivalent to the quality of courses you would get if you were here on campus. They cover the same topics as the on-campus equivalent courses, more or less on the same schedule. Matthew and Nathan were former students of mine from the structural engineering program. Brianna, I think, was water resources, but some testimonials here about the experience that they've had going through our programs. So for us, we really see the value for these degrees, a little bit different depending on which emphasis area you're in. For structural engineering, it's kind of the national and international structural engineering firms that are looking for master's level skills. Our students are always looking for additional design skills, but also having that kind of university uh, instruction for advanced modeling, particularly like finite element analysis, the probabilistic analysis, which feeds into performance-based design, structural dynamics, things like that. These are very hard to kind of pick up on your own. So these are very useful courses. Nonlinear analysis for structural engineers is another area that is it's not used on every project, but it is increasing in demand in industry, and it's something that is also very hard to pick up on your own outside of the university environment. So we have put a lot of emphasis on developing design courses and these analysis courses in the structures area because there is a demand for those in industry. Water resources engineering, a lot of again, it's the advanced modeling that industry is looking for. And again, it's not every project and not every firm that's looking for that, but for some of the larger national and international firms that have very large scope projects, those are the ones that are looking for the students that have those skills. On geospatial engineering, like I said, when I kind of introduced that area, it is the GIS and the remote sensing aspects that aren't emphasized as much in undergraduate surveying programs. This is really the focus of our master's degree, for specialized work in that, the true geospatial engineering part of the surveying area. So if that's something that you're looking for, that's really what our focus is on for the program that we have. All right, so I think that's it for my section.
I think so too. Thank you, Dr. Swartz. I'm going to kind of wrap things up here then with next steps information. If you're wanting to take advantage of this opportunity, what do you do? And then we'll wrap up at the very end with some questions. So really just want to dive into what those admission requirements are just to be able to apply to the program. So prospective students should hold an ABET accredited bachelor's degree. I think we talked about that a little bit earlier. And if there were any prerequisites lacking, there are some potential paths for that you'd want to work with the department in assessing what that might be. I know there's a document out on the website that would address some of that stuff. But in general, we're looking for an ABET accredited bachelor's degree. Admitted applicants typically have a GPA of a 3.0 or higher on a 4-point scale. Now we say typically on here because it's not like a hard set cutoff. If you come in at like a 2.8 and you've got 5-10 years of experience to add to your application, I would encourage you to apply still. So typically 3.0 or higher, but a good combination of items that we collect in the application are considered. So other things that you'll submit with your grad school application. So we will require that you submit your transcripts. Transcripts can be unofficial or student copy transcripts with your application. We would require an official transcript on file, usually within your first semester of starting your grad school program. You'll need to submit or upload a professional resume detailing your work experience. There is a personal statement and a statement of purpose that you'll have to write. Those statements are relatively short. So I think they're 2,000 and 3,000 character limits. So not words, but characters. So pretty short. One of them, the statement of purpose, is focusing more on, what are your career and education goals? Tell us a little bit more about that. Personal statement gives you an opportunity to tell us more about yourself that might not otherwise be evident in some of the other documents that you submitted, or maybe if your GPA comes in a little bit low, you can explain what was going on there. Maybe it's related to a semester or two where you were going through a hard time or something. So gives you an opportunity to tell us a little bit more about yourself. And then there are 2 letters of recommendation that are required. Typically, most departments are looking for at least 1 academic reference when possible. They're very understanding of students maybe not having those academic relationships still, especially after being in the workforce for several years. So you can use professional recommendations. In general, what you're looking to add to your application is, demonstrating how you will be successful as a grad school student. That's what they're looking for when they review and admit applicants into the program. So selecting people that can speak to your successes, maybe a current or former supervisor or project leader or something would be good ideas for your letters of recommendation. As a heads up to that, it's a email that they receive and they follow a link. When they follow the link, they'll be asked, I think, about 10-ish questions about you, and then prompted to either upload a letter of recommendation or type one into an open field box. So those are going to come directly from those recommenders. There is no GMAT or GRE. There's no entry exam required for application, and the application is free for you. So there shouldn't be an application fee, and there's no fee on an examination or anything. So that's good. And then just a side note here, accelerated program, additional requirements. So if anyone that's joined us today is an MTU alum that has graduated within the last 6 semesters from Michigan Tech, there is an accelerated program option that you may be eligible for that allows you to double count some credits from your undergraduate degree. Now that's subject to program approval up to a maximum of 9 credit hours. If you fell within that category, we would definitely get you connected to the department to have some of those conversations. There is still time to apply for the upcoming semester. So if you are interested in starting this fall, our fall semester starts August 31st. That gives us about a month and a half before the semester begins. I would suggest to anybody interested in that semester start date to get their application in sooner than later. We usually can move things pretty quickly around here, but there are still just some system processing times to work around. So submitting your application, uploading your documents, getting your application reviewed, getting an admission decision, getting your student login information after that admission decision. So each of those pieces adds, a couple of days to the processing time before you're actually able to register for a course in the system. And then we also want you to have ample time to plan financially for your program and be able to pay your bill before the semester begins. So my kind of unofficial suggestion is try and get your application finished by the end of this month. If you were to carry over into August, again, we can definitely move things a little bit faster, but just know that I'm here to help work with you to make that happen if that's what you want to do. Our spring semester application is available as well. Our spring semester starts Monday, January 11th, and there's plenty of time for planning for that semester as well. Kind of walk through the steps already, but what you'll do is you'll first create an application portal account. So email address and a password on that. After you create your application portal account, you'll insert a graduate school application. That application is going to just ask you what program you're interested in, ask for some of your academic history, ask you if you're interested in an online program, make sure you're answering the questions in order, because as you move through that application, the answers to each question populate the next questions for you in the application. If you're interested in accelerated, also make sure you check that off on your application and include MTU as one of your prior institutions. And then after you hit submit on your application, it takes our system maybe 30 minutes to an hour or so to process, and then it will populate an admissions checklist in your portal account. And that's where you'll kind of keep track of your application and submit your supporting documents that we mentioned, like your resume and your transcripts and everything. It's kind of a 1, 2, 3. And then after everything is submitted, goes through a quick review with our graduate school admissions office just to make sure we've collected everything we need from you. And then it will go out to the department for review and an admission decision. I will say that the civil engineering is one of my favorite departments to work with, and they're usually really, really fast about getting admission decisions back to us. If you need anything along the way, if you have any specific questions after this session, highly encourage you to just set up a one-on-one appointment with me. I'm happy to meet with you outside of this, kind of talk through your general questions or concerns. We can talk about cost of tuition, time frames, how you might move through a program, different things like that. So there'll be a link to my calendar shared in the chat. Feel free to schedule a virtual or a phone appointment with me, and I would be happy to help you. If you run into any hiccups on your application at any point, or you have some questions about that, again, feel free to reach out. If you have specific program questions, you were given a ton of detail here in this session. And again, we'll be sharing this information with you after. But Angela Karanen is our graduate program assistant, and she is fantastic about getting students and prospective students connected to the right faculty that can help answer their program specific questions. She's really, really great to work with. So we shared her contact information here if you have any program specific questions. Would you add anything here, Dr. Swartz, about program details?
No, I mean, yeah, Angela is really good about, yeah, she doesn't know like all the answers, but she gets you connected to a faculty member who can help you pretty quickly. So that's a really great place to start. I would say the one thing I would add for anyone who is looking at the accelerated masters, we have one weird little rule in our department that's maybe different than some of the other units, in that you can double count as many as 9 credits, but the maximum number of undergraduate credits we allow to double count is 6. So you need some grad credits on your undergrad degree to capture that full 9.
Great. Thank you. And I think with that, that kind of formally wraps up our presentation here. We are recording, so I'm going to go ahead and stop that recording, and then we'll be able to answer questions for you. So give me just 1 second.